she's been in the lane for quite some time. I'm quite sure Orange has already noticed that she already has her Lincoln Sphere. If you're wondering what it does, it gives you a lot of mana regeneration, and also it helps disable a skill used on you. So it's maybe like, for example, Crystal Maiden might want to use her Frostbite on her and put her in ice, but then sometimes the Lincoln Sphere over there will stop that from happening. Okay, so up here at top we have the Prophet. He wants to push the towers back up, but he does get ganked. They're really anticipating him. And we have Tiny over here. He tossed him up, and again, Prophet gets shackled by the Shadow Shaman over here. So they basically knew that Prophet probably would have teleported there to push the lane back out. And we have the Mirana and the Crystal Maiden yet again. Now leaping away, doesn't want to get caught by the Life Stealer and the Lishrak over here, but he leapt into the Earthshaker. The Earthshaker is trying to keep him there so that his teammates can come and kill him, but unfortunately, now the Life Stealer is going after the Chan. The Chan pops off his ulti, but will he be able to get away? Will he be able to use those cubes to prevent the Life Stealer from going after him? He's using his cubes to distract the Life Stealer. It works really well, and it looks like he will be able to get away. And while that's happening, while the Life Stealer is going on a wild goose chase, you can see that the Mineski over here is going in for this tier 3 tower at mid. The Life Stealer realized what they're doing, and he has TP'd in, but unfortunately the Tiny has. Oh, but that's not the that ES has. He's trying to stop them from coming in, but the Lishrak is over here right now. He has gone for BKB instead of an Academics, as I was saying, because he does want to be tanky and make sure that people are not able to kill him right now. So they do manage to prevent Mineski from getting these ranks right now, but Mineski was able to kill Orange's Life Stealer and prevent him from getting his items too soon. Because in Dota 2, in case you were wondering, you do lose gold when you die. So you do not want to die often. You will lose your gold, and it will take you more time to farm up that gold and get those items that you need. So let's have a look at the items that they have right now. The Shadow Shaman looks like the Tiny has encountered Orange's heroes, but he manages to get away because, as you can see, he was very swift. He did have a haste rune in his pocket just in case he needs a quick getaway. So let's look at the grass right now. At this point we can see that the Radiant played by Mineski on your left has seen a steady increase over here, and the difference, the experience difference is about 12,000, and for the gold difference is about 8,000, and it has been steadily going up for Mineski. But as I said, in this best of one single elimination match, you can see that these players are playing very seriously right now. So you can see that the Life Stealer does have his new item, which I'm not quite sure they've noticed. Okay, and down at bottom you have the Mirana trying to farm up more items yet again. So the Mirana, the reason why the Mirana can do this is because she's got her leap, and she also has her ultimate if it is on cooldown, and so it's easier for her to get away if someone decides to go and gank her. And over here at mid, you have the Tiny trying to farm up, and now he's decided to go for a Ghost Scepter so that when he does go and blink in, and wow, this is like a super annoying Tiny. He's just got so many items. At this point, not quite sure if Orange has realized what he's got quite yet. But as I was saying earlier, we have a gank on the Tiny, and he gets stopped by Aegis's Fissure, and the Lishrak pops off his ulti, doesn't manage to stun the Tiny over there. And the Life Stealer has decided to join them over there. A nice save there, but and the Tiny goes after the Crystal Maiden, and the Crystal Maiden is tossed up in the air, gets stunned, but she encases him in ice, but she gets thrown up in the air by Tiny. Is yielding, trying to get away, but Tiny gets healed by Chen, and ES is in the mix as well. He does try to save the CM with his Fissure, and successfully does so. But while that is happening, you have Mineski pushing the Vex down here, putting down the Serpent Wards and Mirana and Tide going after these Vex to the advantage, get the melee Vex, and they are going after the Green Vex over here. It looks like they will be able to get the racks over here. But don't worry, if you are an Orange Esports fan, this is still not the end of the game. There's still could turn around. This is only one side. They can see pushed down over here. It really depends on how Mineski decides to play this out, and whether or not Orange will be able to farm up the items that they need to effectively reach. And we see that the lifesteal has been turned into the trick, and the Tiny has daggered in, he tosses everyone, and the Listrak comes up with his BKB, so that the heroes over here cannot support the Listrak, and they're going to go after the Listrak and the Tiny, while the Listrak does finish off 2 heroes over there, gets a triple kill actually, and Orange manages to kill 4 heroes from Mineski. So as I was saying, if you're an Orange Esports fan, even though one set of racks was destroyed by Mineski, you can see that they can win back, especially with the heroes that they have. As you can see, the Listrak does have BKB, and when she has BKB and her ulti and moves forward, it forces Mineski's support heroes to go away, and when Mineski's support heroes are far away from that lifestealer and far away from the Tiny, then that lets Orange focus on those 2 heroes, and by the time they kill those 2 heroes, then they can also go and bully those the support heroes who are running away from the BKB Listrak. And while I was talking about how that Orange has gone for Rosh because they've killed those heroes, they wanted to play conservatively. They knew that if they tried to push it would be too far, it would take too long to push in, so they've gone for the Rosh, and they picked up the lifesteal over here has picked up the Aegis, which when he dies, he will revive again at the same spot and be able to engage yet again in a team fight. So it looks like right now, I don't think we can see that several heroes over here have managed to complete a couple of their items. Okay, so the Tiny over here, if you saw earlier on, he did throw the Crystal Maiden up in the air with something that looks like a whirlwind, and that was done by this item over here, the Yules. So just in case he's not able to kill you when he decides to dagger in and toss you in the air and use his avalanche on you, he also has the heroes to throw you up to keep you in place so that he can keep on hitting you when you land back down. So right now we have the Shadow Shaman over here with his 4-staff pushing the bottom part in a little bit. And for Orange, we have the Lifestealer trying to farm up even more items. And up at top, the Nirvana is trying to push in, push, try to keep the pressure over there, and trying to make sure that Orange is afraid. And as you can see, Orange now can see that Nirvana has gotten her Manta, which creates 2 images of herself and helps deal a lot more damage because this Nirvana is pretty painful. Okay, so right now these 2 teams are now the Listrak now has his soul booster, probably going for a bloodstone at this point, because with a bloodstone that has a lot of charges, his health and his mana can regenerate really quickly, and he can stay in the fight for so much longer. And if he does have that BKB, he can just run around burning people and forcing those support heroes away from their carry heroes. And it looks like the wards have been put down. They're trying to harass that Listrak to get away. The 10 creeps are over here tanking the hits from the tower. And the Tiny blinks in, throws the Lifestealer into the air. We have a Listrak BKB again going in really quickly, not really managing to catch anyone. Where are his teammates? His teammates are too far away. He manages to dodge an arrow, and the Lifestealer is going after some. No, he's decided not. No, he is, no, he's not. He can't make up his mind. They're playing footsie over here, going back and forth, seeing who's going to go in or not. What they're trying to do, if you're wondering, is they're trying to separate their team from being too close together. Okay, because if you go back and forth, that means that if the team isn't too coordinated, they might get too separated. So that's what both teams are trying to do to each other right now. And we have the Lifestealer over here. Oh, the Tiny blinks in, the Lifestealer rages. He's going after the Tiny, who's by himself right now, who gets encased and stunned by with Frostbite and gets stunned by the Listrak. The Tide pops off his ulti that stuns the Listrak and the Lifestealer, and ES is coming in, trying to end. Chen sends his teammate back home to base and TP's away. Excellent escape there by Mineski. Instead of losing 2 additional heroes, the Chen teleported the Tidehunter back, not teleported, but used his skill to make the Tidehunter go back and swiftly teleported home himself. And over here we can see that the Shadow Shaman has decided to go back bottom, push those creeps back out, at the same time gaining more experience and more farm. He does want to get more items over here. What this means is that he has already bought the item, but it is still sitting home at base. He needs the courier to go and get it for him. Okay, and over here you can see that the Lifestealer that I'm pretty sure Mineski has tried to take a look at already, his updated items over here. He is obviously going for a Black King bar, so that not only does he have his rage, he also will have a Black King bar. So when the Listrak, who also has a Black King bar, pushes in, the Lifestealer can follow suit and make sure that he doesn't die. And he still has Ace over here in his pocket, as if that wasn't enough. Once he gets his Black King bar, he'll be pretty hard to kill. Okay, so right now you can see that the teams, most of the heroes are not in the lane. Everyone is being a bit cautious in this game. This is a tournament with $15,000 US in cash and merchandise for prizes. So these 2 teams over here, the winner will be in first place, and the one that gets beaten in this match will come in second, also with a very good prize. But obviously you just want the extra cash and the extra merchandise, so they are playing this really seriously. And obviously for the elite title of champion of the Razer Dota 2 tournament. So over here we can see that the Listrak has already managed to complete his Bloodstone, which will enable him to use his ulti and make sure that he has more mana to stay in the game. While up at top, you have the Lifestealer. He's already completed his BKB. At this point, it is much more difficult for Mineski to push in than earlier on. Okay, so Mineski managed to let Orange have a bit of time to farm, but luckily for them. Okay, so we see, the Mirana leaps away, the Lifestealer is going after wow, even the Shadow Shaman, as I mentioned earlier, was trying to go get an item. Even he has a BKB. He's tired and sick of this Lifestealer going after him all the time, so he's decided to buy a BKB so he cannot be picked on anymore. See an arrow here by the Mirana, doesn't stun anyone, and the Serpent Wards go down. They're going after the Vax over here. We have the Lifestealer going in, a stun from the Listrak, and the Listrak popping off the BKB, trying to burn this Tidehunter before he comes in too close to do an effective ravage over there. But the Tiny is over here as well. How did he get in there? Probably blinked and forced out in. The Chen pops off his ulti, and the Tide pops off his ulti down. They manage to the Listrak and the Lifestealer over here going after the Tidehunter. The CM is using her ultimate to try to push, make them scared and not go after the Lifestealer, but the Lifestealer unfortunately does. But since he has Aegis over here, he does revive yet again, so it would be hard for Mineski to push in at this point, because the Lifestealer is in fact still over here. The only one that is still dead is the Listrak. So what happened just there, he had the Listrak and the Lifestealer pushing it over here, but while that happened, the Tiny came in through here from behind and then ganked up on them over there. And we have the Mirana, and the Tiny blinks in, distracting these 3 heroes, stunning them, gets encasing, gets the vision from the ES. And he might not be able to get away. He briefly gets turned into an animal, but while he's distracting, he's not going after these Vax. He blinks over there. The ES is over here, gets finished out. They finish out the Vax, and the Mirana over here, the Mirana with a Manta just makes really quick work of anything she's attacking, whether it be heroes, creeps, or Vax, or towers. So that's why these two towers and Vax, these 2 sides have gone down already. see, they've gotten the two sides over there. Orange, they just really need to be able to hold. And if they get their life stealer and their left shark so much more formed up, and as long as their positioning and their teamwork is extremely good, they can still win this game. Let's have a look at the graphs over here. You see that there is an advantage for Mineski in terms of goal, but when you look at the experience, that Orange is closing the gap a little bit, with the exception of a few kills, deaths here and there. Okay, so if this ES over here, who can see, has gone to the bottom lane to try to farm up that dagger, if he gets that dagger, he can be more active. Their team can definitely, and looks here that the CM is really smart. She's realized, hey, they put a lane ward, and this is what you see in higher level games. You may not see it in public games, but you will see, oh, we have Tiny turned into a pig, trying to sneak away, an arrow on the ES over here from the Murata, unable to stop him from using that fissure. And they managed to get the Tiny over there. So it's small plays and decisions like this that can help Orange buy time for them to be able to push back and actually close that gap and maybe win this game. When you have a slight advantage, you do still want to be careful. You don't want to get picked off. Okay, so up at top you have the Prophet over here, and he already has his sight, which will turn what you saw earlier on. The Tiny was turned into a pig, and that's what made it happen over there. That item over there can turn you into animals. And we have over here a gang on the left track, by the left track, with his team on the Chen. So it looks like that Orange over here, since they've gotten a few more items and they have managed to win quite a few team fights, they now are venturing further out from their base to put a bit more pressure because they know they cannot wait in their base. If they wait in their base, oh wow, another arrow on the CM over here. It's like the Crystal Maiden's arrow magnet. So over here we have